So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel. Very different video, as I'm sure you can kind of tell. I'm recording on my phone right now because I don't know if you know, but I moved into a new place and there's kind of stuff literally everywhere, right? As you can see, like there's a bunch of stuff down there and whatnot. Yeah, a bunch of stuff down there too. So yeah, moved into a new place and my setup's not really too great at the moment and whatnot. So I just thought, why not just whip out my phone. It's gonna be super shaky because it's kind of annoying to hold. But let me get into today's topic, right? By the way, I know a lot of people have been asking me for a house tour and that, or apartment tour. So obviously that'll be coming. But I need to, you see, it's pretty nice. I need to get somebody round and I need to set the house up as well. It's not even done yet. So anyway, for today's video, what I want to go through is what I would do if I was starting from zero. You know, I was sat here and kind of, you know, looking at the view. The view's kind of the main reason why I moved in here. So looking at the view and whatnot, and kind of was reflecting a little bit, right? And I was thinking, what would I do now, going back? What would I do different, equipped with what I know now? What would I do different if I was to start out again? And I thought I would do quick video on it because I think it's going to help a lot of you who are starting out. It's going to help you start on, instead of, you know, going through a bunch of stuff, wasting time, it's going to enable you to kind of just jump to rung 3 as opposed to starting on rung 1. And I think that can help anybody out, or if that can help somebody out, you know, it's worth me doing this video. Now, the biggest thing that I would say, there's two things that happen from experience. There's two kind of main things that are a byproduct of experience. Now, the first thing is tangible stuff. Now, what I mean by when I say tangible things is simply things, for example, like case studies. When you're starting out, you don't have case studies, right? Obviously. Now, to get case studies, you need to have clients to be able to, you know, generate the results for, obviously. Now, those things you can't get when you're starting out. You know, unless you're going to work with a media buyer whose results you can leverage and whatnot, that's amazing. And I say to people, you know, everybody inside of the Quantum Leap program, I tell them, get a media buyer and use their results, because it's the number one way to just kind of instantly separate your agency from the rest when you're starting out. You've never worked with a client before. Perfect. But sometimes you can't use their results, whatever reason you want to media buy yourself, whatever the reason is, you don't have results. You don't have that past experience. Now, that's a tangible asset that you get as a byproduct of experience. Now, something else, and to be honest, the case study side of it, guys, can really be, sorry, I'm switching hands here a lot because it's killing my arm. But the case study side of it, to be honest, can literally be maneuvered around very easily, as I'll get onto here in a minute in this video. The other thing though that is, I would probably say is far more important, is the expertise that comes along with the experience, the expertise that's generated as a byproduct of working with clients day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out. That experience, that knowledge, those reference points that you're able to build as a byproduct of that experience is invaluable. And that is what enables you, you know, going from 0 to 10K a month is going to be there's going to be a far longer lead time on you making that distance as opposed to you going from 10,000 a month to 20,000 a month. It's the same amount, but 10,000 to 20,000, you're going to do so much quicker than you are going to 0 to 10. Why? Because you've got more reference points when you're at 10,000 a month, which means you can move a lot quicker. Very simple, very basic. I've got there's a student inside of the Centurion Agency program, and he literally started, or he enrolled into the program in it was like start of February, I think, something along those lines. And he was at 6K a month, and he'd been running his agency for months and months and months. And now, literally, I had a call with him like 2 days ago, and now he's sat at he's literally sat at 12K a month. So he's doubled his entire agency in the space of like a month and a half at max. Whereas to do that same amount, 0 to 6, it took him literally months upon months upon months, like 5-6 months to go from 0 to 6K, but then to go from 6 to 12, the exact same difference, it only took him, you know, like a month. Granted, he's inside a Centurion. Everybody inside a Centurion just ramps their agency ridiculously quick. But you get my point. And the main reason being is because there's more reference points there. Now, as I say, when you're starting out, you physically can't get those reference points. It's impossible for you to get those reference points without getting experience, because that is how you get the reference points. However, what you can do is learn from other people. Now, I'm not selling my programs here by any means. I'm literally telling you to just consume my YouTube content, to consume content on YouTube overall, not just mine, other people's as well, right? Like in this day and age, it is the absolute, by far, without a doubt, the easiest time to ever start an agency, hands down, without a doubt. Why? Because everything you ever would need to know about running an agency is on YouTube. Like, it's just on YouTube. So the number one thing, going back to the topic of this video, what would I do when I'm starting out? The number one thing that I would do if I was to start from absolutely zero with no knowledge, no nothing, the only piece of knowledge I had was this, like me telling myself to do this, right? If I was to start out, as I say, completely zero from nothing, today, what would I do first? I would instantly go to YouTube. I would consume all of the free sources that I could, assuming that I had, I'm assuming that I had no money when I was starting out. I would go to all of the free resources that I can and consume everything that I can around what it is that I'm offering, my service, and who I'm offering it to. Who am I selling my service to? And I would find out everything I can on that person. And of course, you need to know your service, like your service that you're offering, like the back of your hand. That should go without saying. But you also need to know who you're selling it to. You need to know what their pain points are. Why do they need your service? What are they struggling with right now? What is that struggle leading them to? So for example, if you're in my niche, which is the e-commerce niche, I recommend everybody in the agency space get into the e-commerce niche for a wide variety of reasons, but I'm not gonna get into that in this video. So for example, if you're in the e-commerce niche, what does inconsistency mean to your client? What does that lead them to feel like? Figure that out, find that out. Why do they want to scale? Why do they want to, go from 10,000 a month to 100,000 a month? What's the actual reason? Yes, they want more money, but what's the actual reason? Is there a reason behind it even? All of these questions you really need to figure out about your ideal customer, because guess what? That's gonna enable you, right, to sell far better and conduct outreach and outbound prospecting far better. That's gonna resonate more, it's gonna hit home more, it's gonna strike a nerve, which means your meeting book rates and whatnot are gonna shoot through the roof. And then when you actually get on a meeting with a client, conversion rates are gonna shoot through the roof as well. Because you know exactly what it is that they need, right? Because you've done the research on them. What do they need and why do they want it, right? Yes, these brands need advertising, but why do they need it? What are they struggling with right now, right? What does their current situation look like and what do they want to get to? Because that's what you need to sell at the end of the day. Guys, we're not selling Facebook ads, right? We're not selling Google ads or YouTube ads or the fact that you scale 20%, whereas your competition scales 30%. That's not what we're selling. Who cares about that stuff, right? Nobody does. What you're selling is the outcome that is produced as a byproduct of you running ads. That's what you're selling. And so you need to know what that outcome is. If you go on a sales call, you start selling an outcome that your ideal client, whoever it is that that's on the other end of that sales call, that person just doesn't care about the outcome. Guess what's going to happen? They're not going to buy. It's as simple as that, because they don't care about the outcome that you're selling them. They don't care. And so my point with saying that is you need to figure out what it is that they want. You need to have a service that contributes to that end goal, whatever it is that they want, that desired destination that they want to achieve, right? And then on the sales call, in your outreach, every interaction that you have with the brand, you need to position your service in a way that's going to produce that end outcome, that desired outcome that your ideal client wants. Now, you wouldn't know any of this information if you didn't do the research. Now, as I said to you before, I know all of this information now because I work with clients day in, day out. It's all I do all day, every day. And I've been doing this for the past year and a half, 2 years at this point, right? But as I say, when you're starting out, you don't have that luxury. So what do? You do the research. You go deep on these sources. For example, YouTube. Everything is on YouTube. Why am I so confident in saying that? Because I've got it all on my channel. Never mind other people's channels. Bunch of other amazing channels out there, right? But I've got all of it on mine. So I know it's on here. You just need to put in the time. And I think one of the big things with this industry right now is a lot of people, basically they're trying to get rich quick. That's what they're trying to do. They're not willing, and they don't actually realize, because so many people sell it, right? So many people say, oh, you can go from 0 to 10K in 3 days. And look, guys, I've got videos on my channel where I've done that. It gets clicks. Let's just be honest with each other right now, right? Let's just be transparent. it gets clicks, it works, okay? But you need to realize that that's actually not the reality of it. The reality of it is that you actually need to put in a lot of time. Guys, if you're running a $100,000 a year business, that's a big business, right? Like, you need to, you best believe that there's time that needs to be invested into that. And to get started, you won't be able to sign your first client in the first 3 days with you knowing absolutely nothing. It's not gonna happen. Even in the first 6 months, if you don't know anything, you're gonna be, spinning your wheels for a very, very long time, right? If you don't know anything, if you don't know who you're selling to, if you don't know what you're selling, if you don't know what who you're selling to, you don't know what they need. You're gonna be spinning your wheels for a very long time. Do the graft first. Right? Put in the time first. Figure out who you're selling to. Figure out how what you're selling is going to aid what they want and it's going to give them what they want. They don't want Facebook ads, right? They don't want that. They want a predictable profit machine. They want to go from 10K a month to 100K a month. They don't want Facebook ads. If you could give them a gold coffee, right? For example, I don't know. Give them a gold coffee and that enabled them to go from 10,000 a month to 100,000 a month, they'd take the gold coffee, right? But that doesn't happen. What's gonna take them from 10 to 100? Facebook, right? YouTube, Google, these advertising platforms are. But you need to remember, they don't care what it is that's actually going to get, they don't too much care what the vehicle is most of the time. Whether it's a gold coffee or whether it's Facebook or Instagram, they don't care. They just wanna get to whatever that end goal is that your ideal client wants. What is it? That's where you need to do your research, right? And then you sell the gold coffee, okay? So guys, I hope that as you can tell, it's a very much off the cuff video, right? I'm recording it on my phone, never done one of these before. But hey ho, it's very much off the cuff video, but I hope that kind of helps you if you're starting out, right? If you're starting out, I hope this brings a little bit of clarity to where you need to be focusing your time. Don't focus your time on the best outreach methods because the best outreach methods aren't gonna help you if you don't know who you're actually outreaching to. If you don't know what you're selling, they're not gonna help you if you know how to get a good open rate on your email. Because guess what? Everybody's gonna open your email and they're gonna click straight right away, right? They're gonna click straight out. They're gonna delete it. Who cares if you know the tactics at that point? Right? Nobody. So as I say, guys, that's what I would do if I was starting out. I was just kind of reflecting this morning as I was building out or rolling out, actually publishing finally the Centurion Agency program. So, and I've got a pretty nice new, pretty nice apartment. And yeah, guys, I've been in the game for like a year and a half at this point. Like it's wild. Like I literally started like a year and a half ago. And now I'm like here, it's absolutely insane. I don't usually look back on my kind of, I don't even know what you call, look on my journey. It sounds so disgusting. I hate talking about that stuff, but I don't look back on it and actually realize. And as I say, I kind of just sat here this morning and was realizing it. And I was thinking about, what would I do if I was starting out again? How would I change things? Would I change anything, And after I look back, I would change a lot of things. I would go through the same situations and whatnot, because that's why I'm now able to be where I am. But just specifics in terms of how I went about things and specific stuff like that. One of the big things was this: I never did my research. I never really knew what I was doing. I never really knew who I was selling to, what I was even selling. I knew I was Facebook ads, but I didn't really know what that was able to produce or anything like that. And I know, and now I leverage all of that stuff in my outreach. That's the other thing. Now with all my client acquisition, I leverage everything, all of this stuff. So if you can just start off by leveraging that, guys, you're gonna crush it, right? So yeah, I hope you found this valuable. Let me know if you like these more off the cuff videos. I don't know if you do. I don't know if it's a bit more, you prefer the more sit down, kind of more structured stuff and whatnot. Yeah, let me know. But yeah, guys, as always, I hope you found value. If you did, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and comment your thoughts. And also for you real ones out there who watch these videos all the way through, comment the word gold coffee, right? Just so I know that you actually watched it all the way through. I'm super curious to see who watches these videos all the way through. Probably no one's gonna comment, they probably clicked out a minute in. Anyway, I don't really mind. Either way, I hope you found value. And if you did, as always, smash the like button. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.